What's going on? What's happening? Today is the first. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. It's the first of the month. Today is the first of the month. Today is January 1st. It's the first. I hope you started the day out productive. You did something. You made steps towards I basically watched westerns most of the day. Um Rifleman, Gunsmoke, Bonanza, you name it. I pretty much no, you can't name it, but the ones on Grit. Grit is a Western channel, has all the little westerns on there, and so that's what I did today. But I figured like, as promised last night, early this morning, whatever you want to put it. I said that I'd be going live. I'd be going live more this year than I did last year. So I figured might as well, since it was in my mind, my thoughts to talk about the video that you may have seen it, maybe you did, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But it's about it's hard but it's fair video I posted. Maybe you seen it, maybe you didn't. But anyway, I was talking about how I was homeless and everything, and well, I don't think I said that in the video. I don't think I said anything about being in the streets in that video, but at the time I was in the streets, and since the 29th of October, until like maybe like last week sometime, a week before, maybe like a week and a half, I've been here at my mom's. But and I had pretty much stayed away. I get into why later on. Maybe it's probably some of you know that. But yeah. Anyway, she pretty much told me. My mom told me pretty much don't ever do that again. Regardless of what you do. What you do. Whether you good or bad. You always can lean on and talk to and come to your parents or your parent. When my father's gone, but and I know for without a doubt I could have called him and possibly avoided this whole situation. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, you can always depend on and rely on mom and dad. So, and I got friends too that I can rely on as well. But I'm just speaking as like as far as a known fact that you always have your mother and your father, in your corner to support you. Hey, how you doing? If I didn't say yesterday, Happy New Year. But so anyway, yeah. So what I was basically saying is that rebuilding. Even though you may have to go back, feel like you're going backwards. You're not necessarily going backwards. You're choosing. I'm choosing. I'm choosing safety. Choosing safety over pride. And having being humble and just choosing my safety because, like I said before, when I was out, I didn't have to be out. I just was ashamed of what had happened, and then when I come back, didn't want to face my mom and talk to her about what had happened. But like she told me that regardless of what happened, she's still my mom. She still loved me. So I should never feel like I had to stay away like that. So, but yeah. Anyway, you know, pretty much in that video that I posted earlier about being hard but it's fair. I was actually at the bus stop, and I was talking about I had just left for at the guy had actually called. The guy had actually called me. What'd you say? Let me see. That's funny. Nah, I never got that before. I never got that one before. But no, nobody never told me that. But yeah. So yeah. But the thing about you made me lose my train of thought with that comment there. Do I play what? Uh, yeah. Well, yeah. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank you for the comment. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I get a lot. I get a lot of G money. I gotten that a couple of times growing up, especially growing up. I've gotten that, but not necessarily Denzel. And I actually met him. Met him. I don't want to get off topic, but I met him in Devil in the Blue Dress. I was an extra in that movie. I didn't even have a driver's license at the time, but they let me drive. They let me drive one of the cars and be an extra in that movie. But anyway, so yeah, you know, I was just coming from a guy actually called me and told me to come. He told me to come to to for the interview, and I get there and sit out. That's why I mainly was kind of upset. You know, he told me to sit. I sat there and waited. Right, sat there and waited, and then fill out all the paperwork. And when I got done filling out, I say, "Well, yeah, I'll come back. Come. We'll call you over the weekend, and we have an orientation for everything on Monday. Hey, how you doing? We have an orientation on Monday." So I said, "Okay." So like maybe Saturday afternoon, I called. I called, and he told me that they found somebody else, and because a lot of times I think in my personal opinion, no, they ask you how much you made in the past, and they ask you what you want, and I put that as open, and I didn't want to put a certain amount because it's not a job that I would normally take, but since I'm unemployed, it didn't really matter. I was looking for something, and so I guess they figured they knew that. I guess the guy probably knew that I'm a CDL holder and I probably won't be there that long, but I would have been there, anyway. So he probably factored that in, and I decided to go to another direction. But either way, I've learned over all this for the past couple of months. I've learned that regardless of what, put God first, and regardless of what you're going through, whether it's a job or a situation, whatever it is, it'll work out. It'll work itself out. You just gotta be patient. Sometimes everything happens in God's plan, and so maybe it's not. Maybe it's meant for me to do something else. Like I always been saying that. I always been saying that I want to do certain things, and maybe it's time for me to focus on doing certain something else because it's obvious, it's clear that for one, anytime you have a CDL license, you can get a job, but most of the jobs right now they on hold because it's because of the holiday, maybe because of Christmas, Christmas and New Year's and everything. So but and one of them I really don't want to do, but I will do. But it's like moving stuff. But they're supposed to be giving me a call back soon too. But either way, my point of everything that I want to say is when you have to rebuild with it, don't feel like you're going backwards. Don't feel like you're going backwards. Always choose, always choose your safety over being, feel like you're going backwards. Not don't be too humble. Don't be too humble or too prideful to go and say, hey, mom or dad or whomever, friend, family member, whatever, I'm in a situation I need some help. And so, because if they truly rock with you, truly love you and care about you, then it won't be a problem. Maybe at a certain time you're not really trying to do that for yourself. Then maybe they might be like, "Hey, what's going on with you?" You know what I mean? But for the most part, you can always rely on people that care about you. So that's it. I hope you started your New Year's Day, your first day of the new year. I hope you started off with some progress. You decided to do something productive, and whether it's I know I said it last night. Choosing to not talk about what you see. Don't talk about what you see. Be that voice that wants to change things and go on and change it. You know what I mean? Because you can. And so yeah, I don't see no more comments, but yeah, the Denzel comment is a trip. I ain't never got that one before. And Denzel is a Denzel. What he turned? Then he turned. I think he turned 71 the other day. Yeah, Denzel turned. I think he turned 71. My mom's a little bit older than him, a couple years older than he is. But yeah, that's good. And I think watched a couple of his interviews, and tends to he used to like not muffle his words, but I think now he's gotten to the age where he doesn't care about what he says. He's just really blunt, and speaks his mind because I guess obviously he's at an age where he didn't have to. You don't have to fake the funk anymore. You know what I mean? You can just say what you gotta say, mean what you gotta say, and that be it. So yeah, but it was cold earlier today. It was cold earlier today, but now It's nice. The sun is out. You know, the sun is out. Nice little breeze out. Not too cold. I was just out there just a few minutes ago. It's not too cold, and no, what was that? No, but yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's not too bad now. I had a family member say that they came outside earlier. They had icicles. It was ice outside here in Florida. I'm like, wowzers! Going to your car, there's ice on your car. That happens in Georgia, places like that, but not here in sunny. Maybe further North Florida, but not here in South Florida, man. It's like, wow, that's kind of amazing to hear that. I never really seen that before here. I never experienced it, like having ice, going outside and having ice on your car. Maybe a long time ago when I was a kid, but not recently. But everything, times are changing. The weather's changing. It's getting colder. Like I guess for the rest of the week, it's gonna be colder here. But hopefully not. Hopefully not on. It's supposed to have service outside Sunday, but I don't know how to make that service. But if I do, hope it's not cold. But but yeah. So that's basically it. That's basically what I got. Rebuilding, rebuilding. Sometimes you have to be humble when you be humble and ask for help, and don't look at it as always choose your safety. I always choose your safety over your humility, and you know, and I always look to the hills from which your help come. You know what I mean? I always do that. In regards what the situation is. That's what the situation is. Know that if you trust him, if you trust him, if you trust him, then you know odds are you just keep on walking, keep on stepping, and you know he'll reveal himself and he'll reveal his plan to you. In some situations, like certain like I said, like last year, I said this last night rather. Pretty much the jobs I had last year, maybe one of them I did to myself. My mom was telling me my mouth. She said my mouth kind of got me in trouble, but I just didn't. The guy, I can say that now. I didn't really like him too much, and he didn't like me. So, and I knew he didn't like me, so I didn't kiss his butt to get along with him. I told him how I felt, and maybe in some cases, because I was listening to when I first started going to church, a great pastor, he was talking about. He was talking about, and I say, maybe yeah, he may be talking to me. A part of his story it touched me because he was saying that he didn't his supervisor didn't like him. His supervisor didn't like him, and you know he wanted to quit. And he said one day they had a verbal altercation, and he said he had to go to his desk. Right, he had to go to his desk. Had to go to his desk and like pray until he asked God. He said, God, say if you give me this and this, and you know, I'll leave this job and I'll never come back. I'll leave this place. I'll leave this place and I'll never come back. And he said, God did it. Say God did what he asked him to do. And he said he got what God gave him. And he went to his boss and told him, hey, I'm putting my 2 weeks in. He said, you leaving? Because he said he was making over $100,000 a year. And he said he went from making $100,000 a year to like 20-some thousand dollars a year. And that's ridiculous downgrade for somebody. But he said, even though he made that lower amount of money, God took care of him. And he said, sometimes you just have to have faith. You just have to have faith. And if you have faith, and don't act on your own, because a lot of times, when certain situations happen, we can't wait. We feel like we can't wait on God. We feel like we can't wait on God, and when we choose to move on our own, bad things can happen. Whether you can get locked up in jail, you can do things you don't want to do, or you can do other things that hurt people that you care about. But either way, you can put yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in, and you can regret it. But like I said in that video I posted, well, I pre-posted that you gotta take your lashes, whether it's going to jail, whatever it is, you can give yourself back to God like I have. But regardless of what, me give myself back to God, me repenting, I still whatever I've done, I still gotta take my lashes for doing what I did. So even though God has seen me through it, I still have to be prepared for whatever damage I did. So that's the same thing with anything or anybody else. You know, don't be so quick to act on your own. Don't be so quick to act on your own and do things on your own. Put it in God's hands. That's the message for today. You know, put things in God's hands. Put things in God's. Let me say it one more time. Put things in God's hands, and don't be so quick. Don't be so quick to move on your own. Have faith. Have faith. Be encouraged, and know that whatever you're going through, you can get through. And sometimes it's not going to be in the time frame you want it to be in. It won't be in the time frame you want it to be in, but it'll be on time. So with that being said, that's it. That's all I got. Be safe. Be blessed. And like I always say, tell somebody you love them. Because you never know when you're going to go. You never know when they're going to go. And kiss the ones you love. You never know you can kiss them again, I hope whatever I said help somebody, add some value to your life. Like I said, be patient, don't move on your own, trust in God, and that's all I got. So be safe, be blessed, and I'll be seeing you. Oh, what's happening? What's up, nephew? How you doing? But yeah, yeah. I was just here talking about faith and everything. I was getting ready to get off of here, but yeah, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. But yeah, hope you have a prosperous and blessed. God give you everything that you want, everything that you strive to get. Of God gives it to you. So, but anyway, I'll be back. I'll be seeing you. I said this year I'm gonna do live more than I did last year. So I'm starting the year off. All right. I did one live today. So I see y'all tomorrow. I see y'all again tomorrow. So be safe, be blessed, and I'll be seeing you. I'm out. Peace.